Hey everyone, and welcome back to English to Go, the podcast where we chat about learning English in the real world. I'm Alex.
And I'm Sophia. It's so good to be back. How's your week been, Alex?
It's been great, thanks. Super busy, but I managed to watch a whole movie in French without subtitles, so I'm feeling pretty proud of myself.
Whoa, look at you. That's a huge win. That feeling is actually a perfect lead-in to our topic today.
It really is. Today, we're talking about something I think almost every single language learner has felt: shyness. Specifically, overcoming shyness in speaking English.
The feeling is so real. You know all the words in your head, the grammar is right there, but when you open your mouth to speak, poof, it's all gone. Just silence.
Exactly. Or you start to stammer, your face gets hot, and you just want the ground to swallow you whole. It's a mix of being afraid to make a mistake, being judged, or just feeling, well, silly.
Totally. And it's not because you don't know English, it's a confidence issue. We've both been there and we hear it from so many of you. So today, we wanted to share some real, practical tips that helped us get over that hump. These aren't textbook theories, this is what actually worked for us.
Yup, straight from our own awkward experiences. So, let's get into it.
Okay, so my first tip, and honestly the one that helped me the most at the very beginning, is to start ridiculously small. Like, so small, it almost feels pointless.
Ooh, I like that. What do you mean by ridiculously small?
I mean, don't aim for a deep philosophical conversation on your first try. My personal story is the coffee shop. For a week, I was terrified to order coffee in English when I was studying in London. I would just point. It was so embarrassing.
Oh no, I can picture it.
Right? So I practiced in my room. I literally said, "Can I have one large latte, please?" about 20 times. The next day, I went to the coffee shop, took a deep breath, and said the line. The barista just said, "Sure thing, that'll be £3." And that was it.
And nothing bad happened. The world didn't end.
Exactly. It was such a small interaction, but it felt like I'd climbed Mount Everest. That tiny success gave me a little spark of confidence. So my tip is to find those super simple, predictable conversations. Ordering food, buying a bus ticket, or even just saying thank you or excuse me to someone.
That's brilliant. It's about getting a win on the board. My version of that was asking for directions, even when I knew where I was going.
You did not. That's hilarious.
I did. I would walk up to someone and say, "Excuse me, could you tell me where the post office is?" I just had to bite the bullet and do it. And that phrase, to bite the bullet, is a great one. It just means to force yourself to do something difficult or unpleasant that you've been avoiding.
Perfect idiom for this. So, tip number 1, start small and get those easy wins. Okay, what's your first big tip, Alex?
My first one is a natural next step from yours. It's to find a safe speaking partner. This could be a friend who is also learning, or a patient native speaker who you trust.
A no judgment zone. That's so important.
Exactly. I had a language exchange partner online, a girl named Maria from Spain. In the beginning, I was so nervous, but we made a rule. Mistakes are good. Mistakes mean you're trying. When I would say something wrong, like, "Yesterday I goed to the cinema," she wouldn't laugh. She'd just gently say, "Oh, you mean you went to the cinema? Cool. What did you see?"
Oh, that's the perfect way to correct someone. It's not pointing out a mistake, it's just clarifying the conversation. It keeps the flow going.
Right. It made me feel so much more relaxed. I knew I could try out new words or complicated sentences with her, and if I failed, it was totally okay. We would even laugh about our own mistakes together. Finding that one person you're not afraid to sound silly with is a game changer.
1,000 times yes. It removes the pressure. You're not performing, you're just communicating. So, tip number 2, practice with a friend or a safe partner. I love that.
Okay, my next step is for my fellow introverts, or for people who maybe don't have a friend to practice with just yet. Use technology.
Ooh, like what? Duolingo?
Well, yes, but I'm thinking of something more interactive. There are AI conversation apps now where you can literally have a spoken conversation with an AI bot. It's not a real person, so there is zero stakes.
Wait, what do you mean by zero stakes?
Good question. Zero stakes means there's no risk or pressure. If you make a mistake, who cares? It's a robot. You can't embarrass yourself in front of a computer program. Some of these apps even let you do role-playing.
Like role-playing what?
Anything. You can tell the AI, let's pretend you're a barista and I want to order a coffee, which links back to your tip. Or let's practice a job interview. The AI will ask you questions and you answer by speaking into your phone. It's a fantastic way to practice real-life scenarios in private.
Wow, that's actually brilliant. You get to practice the flow of a conversation without the fear of being judged by a real person. That's a perfect bridge to building up your confidence before you go out into the real world.
Exactly. It's like a rehearsal. So, tip number 3, use AI or role-playing apps to practice in a private, zero-stakes environment. Okay, Sophia, bring us home. What's the last tip?
My last tip is less of an action and more of a mindset change. It's to celebrate your small wins and reframe your thinking.
Tell me more.
We are often our own worst critics. If we have a 10-minute conversation and make 3 mistakes, what do we focus on?
The 3 mistakes. Obviously. You think, oh, I'm so bad at English.
Exactly. We ignore the fact that we successfully communicated for 10 whole minutes. That's amazing. So you need to consciously change that. After a conversation, don't think about the errors. Think, wow, I understood what they said, or I successfully told a short story and they got it.
That's so true. It's about focusing on what went right, not what went wrong. I used to keep a little note on my phone. I called it my English wins. If I understood a joke in a TV show, I'd write it down. If I had a 2-minute chat with my neighbor, I'd write it down. Looking at that list was a huge confidence booster.
Yes, that's exactly it. It proves to your brain that you are making progress. The goal isn't perfection, it's communication. Did you communicate your idea? Yes? That's a win. Celebrate it. Don't let one small mistake erase a big victory.
Love that. So, tip number 4, celebrate your small wins and focus on communication, not perfection. All right, so that was a lot of chatting, but hopefully some really useful stuff. Let's do a super quick recap of our tips for overcoming shyness.
Okay, tip number 1 was from me. Start ridiculously small. Order that coffee, buy that ticket, get an easy win.
Tip number 2 is mine. Find a safe speaking partner, a friend you can make mistakes with, judgment-free.
Then Alex, the tech guy, gave us tip number 3. Use technology, like AI apps, to practice conversations with 0 stakes.
And finally, Sophia's fantastic mindset tip. Number 4, celebrate your small wins. Focus on the fact that you communicated, not on the small mistakes you made.
The biggest takeaway here is that shyness is normal, but you can absolutely get past it. It's about taking small, consistent steps. Be kind to yourself.
So true. And we'd love to hear from you guys. What are your tips for overcoming shyness? Or what was a small win you had recently? Drop a comment on our podcast page or on our social media. We read everything.
We do. And as a little teaser for our next episode, we are going to be tackling something that drives learners crazy: the little words that cause big problems.
Prepositions. Yes, we're diving into the chaos of in, on, and at. Why do you get in a car but on a bus?
It's going to be a fun one. So be sure to tune in for that.
Until then, thank you so much for listening to English to Go. Keep practicing, be brave, and happy learning. Bye, everyone.
Bye.